The VB WRX. In 2021, when this car was first revealed, I wasn't a fan. The car's aesthetics, the unchanged power figures, the fact that the CVT got more performance items than the manual trim levels, all made me feel that Subaru dropped the ball. But let's fast forward to now, in 2024, and we've learned a lot about the VB WRX platform and what this car is capable of. So in this video, I want to go through my thoughts and opinions on the VB WRX versus the VA STI, and why I have a VB WRX sitting in my garage today. If you're new to the channel, I'm Sep, a car enthusiast making videos for other enthusiasts like yourselves, so feel free to subscribe to get your weekly dose of YouTube car content. Before we jump right in, I want to give some context of my Subaru fanaticism. My first car was a 1998 JDM GC8 STI. I didn't actually know much about Subaru before I owned that car, but once I started to unravel this entirely new world of cars and the Subaru community, I got hooked, and I still am. I ended up selling the GC8 and I bought a JDM Bug-Eye STI, which I owned for a couple years until I had to sell it to focus on university and the financial burdens associated with it. But I knew one day I'd get into a Subaru, and my ultimate goal was to get into a Subaru WRX STI. So all that to say, I was deeply rooted in the STI camp. I was not considering owning a WRX, so when the VB first debuted, I sort of brushed it off and decided to wait for the STI variant, hoping it was somewhat better. We know now that wait will be a very long time. Therefore, when I was in the position to buy my new car, I was 99% set on getting a good condition 2019 to 2021 VA STI. Then this version of the VB came out, and then my curiosity started to grow with the VB platform. All the car journalists who reviewed the VB praised it so much. People were making insane power numbers with barely any mods. Someone figured out how to make it look good. All these thoughts started to flood my head. Then it dawned on me, I should find out for myself how good this car actually was. So I took it on a test drive at my local Subaru dealer, and I didn't want to like it as much as I did. So now that you have the backstory, let's talk about the specific reasons why I got a VB WRX. First and foremost, the price. I bought my 2024 WRX RS, which is the Canadian spec TR, for $45,131 Canadian before applicable taxes. When I was on the hunt for a 2019 to 2021 STI, I had a few prerequisites. Since I was planning to own this car for a long time and that it was going to be my one and only car, it needed to have 50,000 kilometers mileage or less, had to have remaining Subaru warranty for at least 6 months, no accidents, and no power modifications. I know this is a pretty tall ask, but I've been saving up almost 6 years for this car. I was going to get it the way I want. Anyways, the STIs that suited this criteria were in the $45,000 to $50,000 range. So the price difference between a brand new WRX versus a good condition but used VA STI was either the same or more expensive. Overall, the WRX was a more budget-friendly option. Keep in mind that the STIs now are in limited supply. There are no more STIs in production, so the prices of them won't drop as much as the WRX over time. The second reason is that the WRX would be a brand new car. I would be the first owner, meaning I wouldn't have to worry if the previous owner abused the car or if they didn't maintain it regularly. Knowing it would have a completely clean bill of health gave me peace of mind. Additionally, having a factory warranty for the powertrain for 5 years or 100,000 kilometers was another factor that made me feel assured that as long as I didn't void the warranty and maintenance was documented, I would have no issues about any major mechanical items. The next reason is fuel economy. I drive every day to work and the commute is decently long. Therefore, fuel economy is a factor I decided was important enough to consider. So the 2024 WRX gets around 22 miles per gallon combined city and highway, whereas the 2021 STI gets around 18 miles per gallon combined. Both aren't phenomenal performers on the fuel economy side, but if you drive a lot every day, each mile per gallon isn't free, and the VB WRX will outperform the STI in terms of efficiency. Now let's talk about safety. For the first time ever, Subaru implemented Eyesight in a manual WRX for the 2024 model year, which means it comes with adaptive cruise control, lane change assist, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. I understand many enthusiasts would rather not want these on their car, but Subaru had to get with the times. All the other competitors like the GR Corolla, Civic Type R, Hyundai Elantra and Golf R already have these features standard, so I believe it was a move Subaru did to ensure they checked off the safety box to stay competitive in the market. You can always turn these features off, which I do when I go for more spirited drives, but for 90% of my driving, which is just regular commuting, I keep them on. The VA STI only has some of these safety features, and if the safety tech is advancing, why not go for the latest safety tech offered? The next reason is drivability. The power curve of the VB WRX is optimized for it. The boost comes on very early in the power band and the torque does not drop off at all. This makes city driving super easy because when you accelerate, the power comes on linearly. Compared to the previous STIs I owned, this car is way easier to drive day to day. Don't get me wrong, the EJ motor is a legendary motor. It definitely has more character than the FA24, with the dramatic power band having a peaky torque curve, and the sound of the EJ is undoubtedly better. It's definitely fun and engaging, but the FA24 in my opinion is more refined, and for what I personally needed out of an everyday car, the WRX aligned with my needs more. That's what really impressed me the most during my test drive, was how good this car drove. Not only the way the engine was tuned, but the handling. The steering was sharp and going around corners was rewarding, and it's cliche but confidence inspiring. The STI probably has a higher limit when it comes to on-track performance, but for driving on regular roads, the WRX was more than enough for me. I recommend just going out and test driving one. Not guaranteeing you will like it more than an STI, but I'm confident you will have fun regardless. The second last reason why I got the VB is its tuning potential. For the record, I'm undecided if I want to tune the car, but I know I've got that potential in my back pocket. I've made videos about how easy it is to make power with this car. You can see it directly on Cobb's website. It shows that the FA makes more power with less mods, so one day if I decided to go that route, I know I've got that door open. The final reason is YouTube. The VB WRX has been part of my channel before I even owned one, and now being able to talk about it from first-hand experience allows me to make content like this, and much more is coming, so stay tuned. In closing, I think you can't go wrong with either the VB WRX or the VA STI. This is my own personal circumstance, so I formed my decision based on it. If my circumstances were different, it may have swayed more to the STI. Anyways, on that note, if you own a VB WRX, let me know why in the comments. Or if you decided not to, let me know in the comments as well. Anyways friends, that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.